Of June.
Oh, okay. So it's not quite.
Yeah, still quite a bit of ways.
What is it? We're in May now, right? May. Oh, it's Cinco de Mayo today.
Yeah, right. Cinco de Mayo. Or the Star Wars fans like to say Revenge of the 5th.
Oh, there you go.
Right? I know, right? Yesterday was May the 4th be with you, and now today's Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah.
I know, for all of us Star Wars fans out there.
So there's quite a bit going on down
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So you've been doing some stuff on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not you don't call it a podcast.
No, I call it's more like a video cast.
Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, a podcast is basically just doing what you're doing, well, all audio and whatnot.
What is your thing?
It's called Wrestling with the Dark Side.
That's what your thing is called?
Yeah. Yeah, there. Oh, go back up. It's right there.
This one here?
Yep, that's it.
Nike. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I know. I did the Nike wrestling switch thing. It was
cool. Oh,
yeah, I've only did like a little bit on that. I haven't been putting a lot of work in on it because I haven't been going to too many shows lately.
No.
But yeah, that was basically my inaugural stuff that I posted.
Okay. So you see here, Wrestling with the Dark Side. Fan edition with Prince Poppy.
Oh yeah, that was the fan edition where I was talking to fans about their experiences.
Yeah.
Because it's always been about the talent, right? The people in the ring, but they wouldn't be the people in the ring without the people outside of the ring.
Right.
So I wanted to get their perspective on things. I wanted to see like how far they traveled, what they've done, their favorite shows, their favorite talent, what shows they'd recommend to newcomers, things like that.
I just want to listen to a little bit. What do we got? Well, this is 3 years ago.
Yep.
Gentlemen, I've been waiting for this day for a very long time.
And he's a talent.
That's Tyler Arrow, I believe.
Tyler Arrow, yeah.
This is my bad.
I could be wrong, but I think it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Sorry.
is.
Sorry, you can't see.
Yeah, there we go.
We're coming to you live from Death Proof Hair of the Dog. And my very
Oh, God, I remember wearing those shades back then. My God, I was a rookie. I'm going to tell you this now. I am a rookie at this.
That's all right.
Yeah, I had about a year
So who's behind the camera?
Oh, that would have been at the time my ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, she was more than willing to help me. It was actually her camera that we were using.
Okay.
And she actually made the suggestion. I basically called her my producer.
Okay.
Because she was the one doing the camera work, and then me and her both worked together to upload it. And
did you do any sort of editing, or was it just straight?
No, we just kind of did it raw because at the time
sure.
I didn't really have like a lot of editing skills, but I picked up a little bit since then. So.
Cool. And so when was the last time, like, you've only done this, I see there's nothing new. You haven't done anything recently.
Yeah, not like I said, that was some time ago because I haven't been able to go to a lot of the shows and I don't have the proper equipment as I did back then because, like I said, it was my ex-girlfriend's camera we were using, so she offered. Cool. So in order for me to get like all my editing and everything, first I'd have to get myself a good camera. Then I'd have to start, coming up with a good theme song and kind of, because I want to do things right with this. I don't just want to be like some fan trying to make a name for myself. I want to make it big.
Yeah.
And
so what was it all about?
But like all I basically did was we just spoke to the talent about their career, about the current show they were on, their thoughts on matches, what their big goals were going to be for the future, like where they'd like to end up. And a lot of them, of course, would have said something like AEW or WWE, or nowadays, more realistically, they'd want to go to Impact because Impact is more Canadian-based and a bit US-based as well. But they grab more talent from the indie circuit
and
than WWE does.
Is this all like video, like that video thing that you were saying?
E-betting? No, not like that.
E-betting.
No.
No.
E-betting is more for fun. That's true.
Okay, but you were talking to actual like wrestlers. And
yeah.
stuff? Okay.
Yeah, those are actual in-ring talent.
Where? Have you seen Tyler Arrow? Is he
the last time I seen him was actually at HPW.
Okay.
Okay, and he was at the time the Hamilton Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Oh.
So he was the big dog. He was the alpha dog, and
really?
he defended that belt quite well.
Nice.
He had a rematch against a guy by the name of Bruiser Battersby. I remember that match quite well. The guy comes out looking like a walking Christmas tree. That's the best. That's how these heels make an impression on you.
Right.
He's basically what he refers to as a survivalist. Right. So he's wearing outfits that would make him blend into an environment.
Okay.
So when you're wearing something that makes you look like a Christmas tree, you're going to be hiding out in bushes and whatnot.
Right.
But that's how he left his mark by letting us know what he looks like. So he says, I want a rematch for your title. I felt that I didn't get a proper opportunity because he lost, poor me. Right. He goes into the ring, they make the match. Unfortunately, Tyler Arrow lost. And now Bruiser Battersby is our current HPW heavyweight champion.
Nice. Okay. What about Bella Bronx? Bella Bronx.
Oh, Bella Bronx. Yeah. She's gonna love me for this because I'm actually gonna plug her right now.
You got 230 views on this one.
Oh yeah, because the reason is
let's listen to it a little bit.
She's like an Italian princess kind of gimmick. Love it. Yeah, see, because she's on the phone with like a family member or something at the moment.
So you're trying to. Where is this?
Oh, that's at Death Proof. It was an old company out in Toronto. They used to have a show up there. Yeah, I was wearing my Death Proof VIP badge at the time. Means I got in early. I got to hang out with the talent before the show, and that's why I got an interview with her.
Nice.
She wanted in on it because she's seen my show up to that point.
Oh yeah.
And I said, if you want an opportunity to get plugged, I can help you out. Just work with me. Yeah, and she hasn't been on the scene so much as of late, but she's been making a comeback as of very recently. So,
all right, let's see what she says here.
Oh God, I was so green back then. It was just watching this makes me shiver.
Yeah, but you enjoy that kind of stuff.
Oh, I do enjoy it, but I don't want to come across as like a starstruck fan in that matter either. I want to show that even I have a professional side, and I want to show it.
That's what was it? We've been watching. There's a promotional company, Three Lions Promotions. I think I mentioned to you they were doing a fight up.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they were actually promoting it over at Backstreet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were, because they did a karaoke thing there as well. The guy was actually trying to do a karaoke contest, but at the same time, while we were doing that, he was mentioning the fights. So he's like, yeah, come on out to our fights, tickets are this much. You can come talk to me for tickets, or you can get them online, whatever the case is. And I wasn't there hosting that night for the show, so I didn't get to meet the gentleman, but from what I heard, his fights are something to watch.
Yeah, so we went to the face off or whatever it was up at Shoeless Joe's on Upper James, and so after everything settled down, everyone just chilling, we wanted to see their main guy is freaking Ryan Rozicki, and he's in the same standings as his friend was telling me he's in the same standings as like Mike Tyson.
Wow.
But like he's down like 17.
Well, yeah, he's more like the indie level of but his ability rivals that of Mike Tyson.
He's coming up.
Yeah.
He's from Cape Breton. And,
wow.
So he was just sitting, like just by himself. I think he was just on his phone, but all the fighters were there. And I was talking to this one, the one girl. Jeez, I can't even remember her name now. Hold on, let's give it a Google here.
Yeah.
Three Lions Promotions fighter. Oops, fighters. So I saw the one girl, and I was kind of studying their names and stuff, right? And so I was trying to look up all the fighters. Here we go. Let's look at the fighters. So there's Ryan there.
Yeah.
So there's Ryan. So the night we went to go see Ryan was obviously the main event. There's a couple of people here.
Wow.
So Carolyn, Carol. Right?
Carolyn Redmond.
Yeah. So her name, I think her name's she just goes by Carol. Anyways, she was just walking around, and I was like, so cool. I was like, Danielle and Kiana were there, and I was like, Carol, and she's like, looks around. I'm like, can we get a picture? And so I got Kiana and Danielle. They were both, taking the pictures with her, and I started talking to her about.
Yeah, she does look like a pretty cool individual.
She was really cool. She was very nice. And then so I was like, can you get Ryan over here? And she's like, yeah. So she goes over to Ryan Rozicki. So she calls him over.
Yeah, that guy looks like a beast.
Going back to how you're like, I didn't want to be like a fanboy, but like when I started talking to him, I was like, dude, I'm watching your fights and the highlights and stuff, and I was trying not to but I wasn't doing an interview. I wasn't like holding a microphone or anything. We were just at Shoeless Joe's, but like I was just like, man, how are you preparing for the fight, man? And you know, like, what are you doing? I'm like, what was it? I was like, are you worried about getting cut open again? Because he's got, like, you know how fighters get cut and it doesn't quite heal and they bleed easily if they keep getting hit, right? So he's like, oh, I actually want to bleed. I go, what? He goes, yeah, as soon as I see blood, fucking, I'm done. Like, not done, but he's like, he goes all in.
Yeah, he goes into beast mode, and he's like, I'm going at you now. Yeah.
So he literally.
No, a lot of wrestlers share that mentality as well. Yeah. Like, I know with wrestling and boxing, I know it's two different worlds, but when a wrestler ends up seeing his own blood, for some reason, he goes into like this whole other dimension of fighting.
Yeah.
And the same can be said for boxers. I mean, like, there's a whole bunch of professional boxers that have done the same thing. Like, I'm not going to say Mike Tyson, but I have seen Tyson bleed in certain fights, and all of a sudden, he, like, snapped.
Yeah.
Right? Or I'm going to say, I'm trying to remember, there was another Italian boxer I remember my dad mentioning that did it too, Rocky Marciano.
Okay.
Right? You see a guy like him bleed. It's like he all of a sudden snapped into full-on, like, Italian mafia mode with his boxing gloves.
Really?
Like, I don't get what it is. It's like the rush of bleeding or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like an adrenaline rush or something.
So, damn, there was another guy so that night, Carolyn fought, Jake Deu.
Whoa, a man versus woman in boxing?
No. I'm just saying, Carolyn fought that night.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, they didn't fight each other.
Oh, I was gonna
super welterweight. No, this is their team.
Oh, nice.
Jake Deu fought. He's from Orangeville. John Michael Bianco fought. Whoa. And Ryan Riziki. There's another guy that was on the card, but I don't know if he's not on the Three Lions promotion anymore. His name is Stefan. So upstairs they had they had the entrance where the elevator. It's funny because my company supplied, not my company, the company I work for. We supplied the fencing. So I got to see the place before it all got set up. But right by the service elevator is where the fighters come out. And so there's general admission on the end, and then all the tables were VIP or whatever, right? You bought the tables. Well, right in front of me and Danielle was Ryan Riziki's, like, one of his best friends. So he was sitting at the table. I guess his Ryan's mom or his mom was supposed to be there, but we just started talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, I've known Ryan," because he had like a Riziki shirt on. So we're like, "Oh, where'd you get the shirt?" He's like, "Oh, I got it from Ryan. Like, me and him are friends." We're like, "Oh, no shit." So we started talking with this guy and like, like, just get information about him. Like, he's like, we were asking him all of this stuff about Ryan, and so that was pretty cool. But then, like, just like kitty corner to his table, right? So obviously, not beside him, but like up a little bit. There was another table, and we saw the owner of Three Lions Promotions come over and like give him bottles and stuff like that. And there was one lady that just kept jumping up. That's my son. That's my son. We're like, oh, I guess Stefan is her son. And so every time there'd be a break in the fight, I'd go out to get me and Danielle a drink. And I'd see a fighter. I'm like, yo, can I get a picture? Can I give, selfies and stuff? And I'd come back. I'm like, yeah, I just saw, Stefan. Or I just saw, John. So John actually come by where we were sitting in just general admission. And I was like, babe, there's John. And Danielle's getting a picture with him and stuff. Stefan came by. And Stefan came by and took pictures with Danielle and stuff like that. But like, it was really cool. But yeah, try not to fanboy too much.
I know, right? I mean, it is difficult, but a couple of those talents that I had on my show, I've known for quite some time. So working with them was a whole lot easier than working with talent that I've only known for a short time.
Right.
Right? Like, I had this one guy on my show. He was actually the heavyweight champion for a show that I was attending.
Yeah.
And I've known him for maybe just under a year. Right? His name is Toaster. Right, he's the CWO champion. Still is, actually, to this day. He had
CWO.
Yeah, it's Championship Wrestling from Ontario.
Okay.
And he had this gimmick, or at least I thought at the time it was a gimmick. he had like a very aggressive form of cancer and he beat it.
Mhm.
So I thought it was a gimmick. But then I find out that he
that's
really
real?
had
Oh,
it.
jeez.
So I'm like, wait a minute, you had stage 4 aggressive Hodgkin's lymphoma and you beat it?
Mhm.
I'm almost stunned because that's not
crazy,
something that you can normally
yeah.
bounce back from.
Right.
So he's been in remission for almost 15 years now,
Really?
I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
They even the doctor said, "Oh, you only have a
Gotta
few
go.
months to live." And then
Gotta
what he did was, which I absolutely love, he implemented that little statement that his doctor said into his theme song.
Oh, really?
You know, Mrs. Toaster, your son only has like a few months left to live.
His name was actually Toaster?
Well, his name is Toast, like Toste.
Oh,
But he added the R as
okay,
part of his
all
gimmick.
right,
Yeah.
all right, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, I'm like I was stunned. So I said, okay, I need to have this guy on my show.
Yeah.
So me and him had a couple of episodes where I brought him on, and we spoke about his fight, his battle with cancer, and I asked him like what it was like for him, like what it was like to receive the news that he was going to be making a recovery,
Mhm.
or at least a remission form of recovery,
Mhm.
and how do you apply that into your ability to wrestle? And
Right.
he was almost surprised that I was being so, professional with my questions. And I'm like, I don't even know where the heck it came from. It just comes out. It's like it's spinning in my head. And,
Oh, yeah.
it's not like I don't have a filter. Like I know what areas not to touch on.
Right.
Some talent have that kind of deal where they will not, they will not answer questions about specific situation.
Right.
So the most professional thing to do is to say, like what subjects are taboo for you? Like what do you not want to talk about? And I'll make sure not to bring it up.
Right.
So that's a good way to do it too. Yes. Courage Pro Wrestling
Yeah,
presents
so
Back to
it's
Life.
funny, yeah, because you said CWO. I was like, wait, CWO.
Yeah, CWO, yeah.
But this is
that's
our
Courage
buddy
Pro.
Courage Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, Courage. Yeah,
CPW.
they've been on a bit of a hiatus as of late, from what I understand.
Yeah, this is
and this is their first show back in God knows how long.
yeah.
They're bringing in a lot of talent from the States, though, and I'm really anxious to see what they're going to do with them.
Yeah.
The show's tomorrow, so
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people have been asking if I'm going to be attending, and I'm like, I don't know yet. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what's going to be going on elsewhere. So,
Why? What do you have?
well, just in case work decides to call in or something, I don't want to be able not to.
Yeah, but if you're tied up, if you have a thing to go to.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also a matter of fundage as well, and
Yeah.
because here's the thing, right? Like when I go to a show, I want to make sure that I'm able to go, like to afford to go, but I also want to be able to help support the wrestlers as well, like say get a merchandise from them or.
Wow, I mean, you can only do what you can.
Yeah.
Right?
But it just makes you feel good knowing that you're helping others. Something my mom always taught me.
Yeah.
Help others if you're able to.
But
And when you go
what
to a
if-
show like that, that's what I want to do,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that's what I love.
Why don't if I get you a ticket right now, would you go tomorrow?
For real?
Yeah, for real. Right now. I'll put in the information. If I buy you a ticket,
Oh shoot!
you go on not behalf of Voice of the Hammer, but
Well, hell, I do it on behalf of Voice of the
Yeah,
Hammer. What the heck? And then I can
go-
give you a full report.
go and let me know how. Well, I mean, I know how it is because I went.
Yeah,
to,
yeah, you've been to a show,
Yeah,
but
exactly. Graves Justin, our good friend Justin,
Yep.
I was trying to sponsor this event I did last time.
yeah,
But I couldn't go. I couldn't sponsor this match.
yeah,
But he did still give me a promo code, which is great. No, if I wanted to do something for you, you come down a couple times.
no, for sure. No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
But yeah, so I want you to go and have a good time.
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
Otherwise me and Danielle would go too.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, because like I said, like the thing about Courage Pro, like a lot of people, kind of look on him like with a little bit of indifference. Like I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like
because they're
supposed
newer, or-
major hardcore fans of indie wrestling, and I'm like, listen, these guys may do things a little differently than what you're used to,
Mhm.
but that doesn't diminish the quality of entertainment that they
No,
provide you.
Yeah, definitely not.
And that's something I've learned. You should never, try. You should never try
One
to
ticket
diminish
sent to-
anything like that.
What's your email address? Confirmation email. What's your email address? So I'm sure you have to show
my
a ticket.
email?
Yeah.
Oh, it's coolbrad84 at gmail.com. Only one C. There you go. SICURELLA. Here it is. Eventbrite.
Nice.
Your tickets for Courage Pro Wrestling.
There we go.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow, I don't know. I don't know if they're doing 2 events or because last
So
time.
it's 4 to 7. So hell, even if I do end up having
You
to
can
go to
still
work,
go-
I can
there
still
you
go to this and
See?
work.
Fuck.
So shoot, there we go.
There
I
you
didn't even
go.
know it was that early.
Yeah, because the last time they had 2 matches, but the same fight, but it was two different times. They had one at like 1 o'clock and one at like 7 or something like that. Yeah, so go let me know what you think, and we can definitely.
Oh yeah, here we go. Got to claim my order because I just got the event saying that I just got the email.
Oh yeah, it was the confirmation.
Yeah, so now
You
I have
confirm
to.
it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got to make sure that
Okay.
either I have an account with them or if I don't, I can just make one and.
No, yeah, I'm sure it's just
Yeah.
a ticket.
Oh, here we go. Eventbrite Discover Events. Yeah. I'm gonna download the app. It's a lot better too. Apparently, the app is just easier access for all your stuff.
Oh, it's just a PDF. Here, look. Just a PDF. That's the ticket there.
Yeah.
So, join the mission. Yeah, order number, ordered by. There
Yep.
you go. Perfect.
Yeah, just waiting for this thing to install. Friggin', you gotta love, how these things take forever.
Yeah, so go and have fun on us. And,
Yeah, then I'll take some photos. I'll send them your way.
Yeah,
and then,
please do. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate you. You came down last time. This is our technically
well,
second
yeah,
time.
last time was just sort of like an impromptu thing. Like it wasn't really, it wasn't really something that we planned.
Still,
I mean,
it still is.
plus we also saw the Leafs win that game too that night.
Yes.
Which blew my mind. Thank you very much. But
Yeah.
but getting on that, I just can't believe the way that Tavares was the overtime goal. I'm like, great.
Yeah.
But what is going on with them now? They are 0-2 in the second.
But see, I mean, if you, I think I remember the goal. I think it just kind of bounced and right. So
I know, so people are kind of saying that was a lucky goal. It wasn't a skilled shot, whatever.
A goal is a goal.
I know,
but,
that's how I look at it. Just like in wrestling, a pin is a pin, no matter how you get it.
But you can't. I don't know if you can't win the Stanley Cup on
on a bounced goal.
On overtime on overgoal.
Some actually prefer that to be a great way to win because that means both teams earned their way to that area of the game.
But this is the first time in 19 years that they've gotten
they've made it to the second round and they're not facing the Bruins. Which again, that was another thing that blew my mind, that the Panthers beat the #1 team in the Atlantic Division.
Oh, the Bruins were?
Yeah. They had 135 points racking up over the regular season.
Jesus.
That's something. And the fact that the Panthers beat them out in Game 7.
Did you see what Boston Pizza did?
Oh, I can only imagine. I can only imagine what BP did.
This is funny.
Oh, man. Probably one of the reasons I love BP so much.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So they had a billboard up. I don't know how real it is. It could have been fake. But the billboard said Boston's out, Toronto's in.
Yeah.
And then it said Austin Pizza instead of
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Oh no, it said Boston's out, but Austin's in. So now it's Austin Pizza.
I freaking love that. That's the one thing I love about Boston Pizza, that they'll do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because their fans, Look, Vancouver, no. That is wrong. They should never have done that. Sorry.
No, look, they do it all across the board because Boston's out. Look at this one, Montreal Pizza. But that was a good game to watch. Glad you came over to watch it with us. Oh, there it is, right here.
Man.
Right there. Look.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Boston's out, Austin's in. Ah, nice.
Boston Pizza. Now I don't know if that's a real advertisement, but
I know, right?
So you got your ticket now.
Yeah, got the
Just
ticket
gotta
now.
scan there, yeah. But anyway, so when we like, I don't know, when we showed up early, we just saw Graves and he introduced me to some people, and we got a table set up and we just sat and watched. I guess I didn't want to record it for the
Yeah,
podcast,
because
but,
like there are some shows that kind of frown against certain recordings.
yeah,
But if you have like special permission from the guys who run the promotion,
yeah, exactly.
then you're perfectly in the clear. But they've got their own recording equipment, like they've got commentary doing their thing, they've got the video guys doing their thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, one of their video recording guys goes by the name of Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing dude, got his own photography business.
Cool.
Right? And I just can't believe how someone so young could achieve so much in so little time.
Oh, really?
You know, most people should, kind of look to this individual and say, if he can do what he wants to do, then so can I, and then get up off their butts and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't be more proud of the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I even talked to him about doing like professional photos, like weddings and stuff.
Right.
And he goes, "Oh, I do wedding photos, I do party photos, I do whatever kind of photos you want."
Mm-hmm.
And he even has his own set amount of what he charges, like for like hourly use.
Yeah.
And they may seem a little up there, but they are worth it when you see the quality of his photo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the price of that kind of stuff is up there anyways, right? I mean, doing photography and video.
Yeah.
Especially if you can do both.
I mean, videography is a tough gig even nowadays because there's so many people wanting to get into it because that's the business that is making the most money.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if people could actually make money doing a podcast, everybody would be in front of their computer doing what we're doing.
Oh, exactly.
Well,
and that's the thing. I mean, even for me, right? Like, I don't make any money. I try to get, different, sponsorships or whatever.
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
them out there.
Yeah, exactly my point. And if people thought it was so easy, they'd all be doing it by now too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not easy. I mean, especially with this climate. I mean, podcasts are becoming the go-to. Like, you want to get interviewed? Forget going on to some actual show. Just go right on a podcast.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, even if you're doing something, for instance, if you open up a pizza shop, you don't want to go. I mean, you could go on a podcast, sure, but I mean, the news networks are going to pick you up. But then,
Yeah.
you can pay for advertisement on podcasts, which is sort of what I'm trying to build up to. Not for myself, but like if I build a big enough platform. But I'm not these, and I listen to a lot of comedians and stuff like that. They already built up a name, right? They already have X amount of followers. So, me coming out of the blue, this is just something I do for fun. I sit here and talk to you. It's not like I'm sitting here interviewing Rajax or what is it, MC Nightshade.
Yeah.
We're just sitting and talking, right?
Yeah.
But I want to build a big enough platform where I can finally go out to the city and say, or to the community and say, hey, if you want to advertise on my podcast or whatever. But what was I going to say was, if you're a wrestler, you'd want to go on to the wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
Community.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many out
Yeah.
there. I mean, Chris Jericho has his own podcast.
Yeah.
WWE even has their, podcast.
Yeah,
like they had
sure.
Stone Cold do his thing,
Yeah.
which he called the Stone Cold podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he would bring on wrestlers
Yeah, I've
like
seen
from
The
WWE
Undertaker
and
do stuff.
yeah, the one thing that shocked me though was when he brought Chris Jericho on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jericho was already under contract with AEW,
Oh, okay.
which was like, wait a minute, I'm looking at this as a fan, but I'm also looking at it as a promoter as well.
Right.
Like, you're bringing in a talent from a rival company
Mm-hmm.
to come onto your podcast, even though this talent worked for you in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You must have set up some kind of an agreement with the owner of the other company to have that talent come on the show.
Yeah, most likely.
Whatever that might have been.
Yeah,
I don't know
most
what the backstage politics is on that, and believe me, it's less of a headache if you try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because even with independent wrestling, there's always backstage politics.
Well, I mean, as far as the talent goes, I mean, if AEW has their own podcast
Mm-hmm.
and the rival company has a podcast, I mean, it's still like, I guess it's just, you're also a person playing a character in a way. So
Yeah.
You're still a person. You can still go on, but again, it's more or less like, okay, yeah, sure, give the green light. Go over there and spread the word about us, and they can come over here, and like people in talk shows, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, like Joe Rogan will have somebody on his podcast who does, you know, the like physics. He's a physicist.
Yeah.
Right? Neil deGrasse Tyson. But
Yeah.
like people, like I listen to that podcast. I'm like, what the hell are they talking? What is he talking about?
Yeah,
Joe Rogan
exactly.
doesn't. He understands a bit, but
But he doesn't understand every little thing.
Right, but like, you know, I don't think there's too many politics as far as it goes, because somebody who's a physicist isn't going to be like, oh, I can't go on Joe Rogan's podcast because he's being deemed whatever because of the ivermectin and all. So
Well,
you know. What I mean?
the thing about having someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson on a podcast, even if it's a sports related podcast, I mean, it would be difficult to kind of understand what it is he's going to be saying. I mean, I studied, like, my favorite, I'm not going to go off and say my favorite subject in school was science, but science did hold a mass appeal for me.
Yeah.
So I learned different areas of science. I learned about quantum physics where I could. I learned about quantum singularities and black holes. And, you know, and astronomy and all that. I learned that because it was interesting to me. But the one subject that all physicists have brought up one time or another is time travel possible? Mm-hmm. Which is a big discussion amongst even the biggest minds in this industry, right? Mm-hmm. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson postulated that there was a possible way to use a black hole to travel through time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, that's an interesting theory, but how would you be able to shield your particular vehicle against the sheer force of that hole? Because it would crush you like a tin can the minute you went into the event horizon. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. So I'm thinking, and we're not going to do Back to the Future, you know, hop into a DeLorean and go 88 miles an hour. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. It would be a whole lot easier than going through a black hole and risk being crushed to death. Yeah. But, again, where are you going to get a DeLorean? Yeah. These days.
But like the whole idea of an AEW wrestler or something from a different thing crossing over. I mean, I had a friend who told me they didn't want to listen to Joe Rogan anymore because they had someone who was against, I guess they deemed them transphobic. So it's like, oh, I don't listen to, like, but it's like, well, so you're going to stop because they had someone who either claimed to be transphobic or you claimed them to be transphobic on their podcast. I know. So, for instance, if somebody from AEW went on the other person's podcast, of the whatever.
Yeah.
Like, would you
I mean, I understand you're looking at it from a different perspective, but there's always a reason why it went down, and I'm sure there was something going on. But the less the fans know, the better for them, because then it's less of a headache for them trying to figure it out. Yeah. I just go, oh, cool. Jericho's back in the WWE on a podcast. That's great. Let's see what he's got to say. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's what I did. I tuned in, right? And you can watch all of Stone Cold's podcast episodes on the WWE Network. Okay. So, you know, it's literally like a video podcast. Like, he has it on Spotify too, I'm sure. Yeah. But you can watch it on WWE Network and actually see everything go down. Mm-hmm. And for me to see Jericho back on WWE after so long, right? And when Jericho does his show, he also has a thing called the Jericho Cruise. Mm-hmm. So he actually performs like on this big cruise ship. He has the Talk is Jericho podcast on a cruise ship. Nice. They even throw an AEW show on the cruise ship for the fans. Wow. Right? And I wish I could have went on one of those cruises because I hear they're amazing. He does it every year.
The cruises alone, I'm sure, would be
phenomenal. So while you're walking around deck, you're going to run into some of the talent that are going to be, you know, there. Like, you're going to run into Jericho. You're going to run into, you're going to run into Jake Hager. You're going to run into, Sammy Guevara and all those other guys that he chose with. Yeah. And a buddy of mine got lucky enough to get one of the last remaining tickets for the cruise. Mm-hmm. He didn't have a great suite, but it is what it is. Yeah. You get your ticket last minute. You got to take what you get.
You're just sleeping.
But he got to hang out with guys like, with Chris Jericho. He got to hang out with some of the guys from AEW. Mm-hmm. There was even some legends on that ship that weren't even announced. Really? Yeah. Like, that's one of the things Jericho was famous for, was surprising you with all of these people. Oh, okay. And, yeah. So I want to go on one of those cruises, but yeah, the prices are pretty high up.
Yeah, well, it's like a resort, I guess, in a sense. Like, you know, you're going on a cruise. I mean, they've got everything there. Unlimited, you're all you can eat food.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I mean most of them go for like
water.
1,500 to 2,000 for one person alone.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's like when my cousin and I went to Mexico, right? We didn't go on no cruise, but we got a resort. It was my cousin invited me out to go with him, and the first thing I said was, "Well, I would love to go. I have a passport. I just don't have money." You know, because you know, trying to get by in today's day and age. Good luck with that one.
Exactly.
He goes, "Dude, did I say you had to bring money?" He basically already had the trip paid for. He was just ready for me to come out and meet him.
Oh, really?
And he lived in Alberta.
Okay.
So he covered my flight out to Alberta to meet him. And I met him up, went to Mexico for a week. Had an amazing time. As soon as we got there, first thing I said to him is, okay, let's go grab a drink. It was all inclusive, so
Yeah, sure,
take
why
advantage.
not? Of course.
So I looked at my cousin, I go, so what are we going to have for drink first? He goes, where are we, Brad? I go, we're in Mexico. He goes, what's the drink of choice in Mexico? I go, tequila way! So we start friggin' pounding back like double shots of tequila.
Jesus.
And he looked at me, he goes, you're not going to do that lemon and salt thing, are you? I said, do I look like a wussy? Nah. I mean, so again, though, like trips like that don't come cheap.
No.
Especially for one whole week and you're out there all inclusive.
Oh, yeah. Everything's inclusive.
You know, yeah.
Exactly.
But overall, I mean, just the experience is what it all amounts to. Like,
Oh, it is.
you know, I got to check out the ruins. I got to go check out these little towns nearby the resort. They tell you not to travel too far from the resort,
Right.
just to be on the safe side. So luckily, the areas we went to weren't too far. The beaches were great. We even saw some cruise ships like go right by our resort.
Nice.
I mean, they didn't dock near us, but you could see them in the distance, right?
Really?
And I'm like, man, what I wouldn't do to be on one of those ships.
They
too.
might. Well, they probably didn't dock near you guys, but they probably docked somewhere in Mexico, right?
Well, they do dock. I think they dock like somewhere like in downtown Cancun or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And then they, you know, they give you like a couple of hours,
Yeah,
you know, to
go
chill.
out.
And then
Yeah.
they, you know, if you're not back on that
You're
ship,
done.
yeah, you're stuck in Mexico. Have fun with that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, and it's happened.
Oh yeah, which is why if I'm ever on a cruise, yeah.
You gotta try some of this wine. All right, let's wrap this up. So, so actually, we shouldn't wrap it up. I want to know a little bit more about working at the Backstreet.
Oh yes, the Backstreet Bar
Talk
Grill, yes.
So you
Believe it or not, I've worked there for 10 years.
MC night. Has it been 10 years?
I have been 10 years since I've worked there. I mean, at that location, it's been under 2 different names, but it's been 10
did
years.
You worked there before?
Yeah, when it was
you
happy
did?
hours.
But it's been 10. But like,
Yeah,
right? But you worked there at happy hours.
yeah.
To today, it's
Right up until
been
the
10
COVID-19 pandemic hit, and then they shut down. And then, you know, and then when Backstreet reopened, after the pandemic ended, I was working there from then on in. So I'm at the same location for 10 years, doing my thing. And people even ask me, they're like, you must really love this place. And I go, it's not that I love the place, I love the people that come in.
Yeah.
I love the people who support this business.
Yeah.
You know, because their energy gives me the energy to do the job I have to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Play music and sing.
Yeah, play music, sing songs, be entertaining, even crack a few jokes in between segments.
Yeah.
I'll have done that before.
But, yeah, I mean, I remember going there when it was happy hours.
Yep. When you were an MC yourself long ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
MC Boy, it's so creative.
MC the boy. Yep. According to Vanessa. I was like, what the heck is MC Da Boy?
What is Da Boy?
Yeah, I mean, what's next? Da Bears?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm not going to do a crazy name. I'm like, I'll just use my name.
Yeah,
That's what people
and
call me.
yeah, well, when I first started, it was actually funny how I got the gig because
you did that competition.
yes, I
thing,
did,
didn't you?
and it was just around the time
That was
that you
pretty
were telling Vanessa that you wanted to kind of step away,
'cause I was,
and that's understandable. Like
working
you
a
do it for so
full-time
long,
job.
and it's starting to, you know, it's becoming a draining deal. I get it.
Yeah.
And Vanessa was mentioning to me and a few others that always came in, you know, oh, we're looking for a new MC, and we're gonna have a contest to see who could do the job better.
Yeah.
So, of course, I took the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
What did they do? They turned it into, like, you know, America's Got Talent,
Yeah, they had the judges.
which I love, where they had, like, the little judges
Panel,
table right there, little panel of people. And I was like, okay, this I gotta see. So I'm wondering who the judges are gonna be.
Right.
So of course, Vanessa and Anthony were among the judges. They were the owners.
Yeah.
It was only right that they were in there. They had Ricky from HTI.
Okay, yeah.
We had MC Steele, Bill Chase.
Okay. Yeah.
He was there because at that point he was
the
still
OG,
working there.
Yeah.
And who was the other? Oh yes, we had Leon as well.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Because they needed at least a couple of MCs to kind of even things out.
Yeah.
And then Sean was hosting that event.
Okay, that's right.
So he was wearing like this killer suit, which is rare because I never see the man wear a suit. But he was wearing this really nice suit. I'm up there doing my thing, and the one thing I prided myself on was knowing my business.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm gonna work for this bar, what are their specials?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mention the specials. Mention the people who work there. Mention bartender names.
Yeah, because the competition took place before karaoke started. Right?
Oh yeah. Because they needed time to.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
So so they said to come in around like 2 or 3, and then it went on until about like 4 or 5, and then the winners were announced pretty much the same night.
Oh,
and
it was just a one night thing.
Yeah, it was only a one night thing,
really?
and well, because they wanted to kind of know who was going to work there, they just wanted to get it out of the way. But there was like 20 or 25 people who
you had to do a couple songs though, right?
Oh yeah, you had to do a couple songs per round. And so the first song I remember doing was "Pour Some Sugar on Me" by Def Leppard, and I got judged by everyone. You know, Vanessa. I wouldn't say Vanessa was really, objective though, because she was saying that she loved everybody.
Yeah.
And that was her thing. And I absolutely loved her for that she didn't really want to pick a favorite.
Yeah.
But she wanted to give everyone hope. Like, oh yeah, you were great. I love you so much. Mm-hmm. Right? And then when it came down to Ricky and Bill and all them, those were the ones you really had to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So here's what Ricky told me about Pour Some Sugar on Me. She goes, I noticed that you were off key at one point in the song, but you caught it. And you got yourself back on track. So the fact that you knew that's really going to help you in this business. Yeah. So I thought, okay, that's great. Leon said his bit. He loved how I was active. He loved how I performed. Mm-hmm. Bill said the same thing. Second round, they actually picked the subject of music. Oh. They wanted to hear like a slow sort of, ballad of sorts. Okay. So I ended up doing All or Nothing by O-Town.
Oh, Jesus.
Turns out that was Ricky's favorite song, and I didn't even know it.
Of course not.
I got lucky.
How would you even know that? It's not like your friend.
It's not like I'm her best friend or anything. Mm-hmm. And so then I ended up doing that song. Ricky was like, Brad, when you did my favorite song, I was worried you were going to mess it up. But you did an amazing job. And then Bill told me for the final round, I had to blow the roof off the place. Right. What did I do? Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. And what did I bring? Fedora and my freaking glitter glove. Yeah, Thank you very much. Of course. Because you want to be entertaining. That's another part of the aspect of being a host. Of course. I mean, look at you. When you were there, you were doing friggin' Forgot About Dre at 25 times the tempo. That was your version of entertaining.
It was just normal speed. Just wasn't.
Didn't seem like it. To me, it sounded like you were going faster than that.
Oh yeah.
So eventually, when it came to the winners, they had the top 3. Mm-hmm. So the third place was Jen Bork, who happened at that time to be my ex-girlfriend, which was shocking. I came in second, and then a guy named Aaron came in first. Aaron? He was with the HTI crew, which at the time I was kind of like apprehensive on why he won. Yeah. I mean, I knew he was a great singer. Like that's also a point in being a good host. You got to know how to sing.
But did he?
But I don't know.
Becoming an MC though, did he?
Like, he was only an MC very briefly because I remember, he was in one night and I was just sitting there and all of a sudden he left. I don't know what the heck happened.
What?
I don't know what the heck happened.
He was working?
No, he was at the bar getting ready to work. Oh. But then he all of a sudden up and left and I'm like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden I hear my phone go off. It's Vanessa. She says, Brad, I see you at the bar. Are you able to fill in for Aaron tonight? And I said, yeah, sure. Is everything okay? I just seen him walk out. Yeah. And she's like, I think Aaron left. And I go, you mean left as in he left? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, come again?
You just did this whole competition thing.
Yeah, no. And then he just up and leaves. And there were rumors, and I'm not one to actually put stock in them, but apparently rumors were going around. He said that he was too good for the place. Oh. Apparently, but I don't know if it's true or not. That's just what I heard. Yeah. So I just shrugged it off and I said, yeah, I'll fill in. Yeah, you fill Next in. Thing you know, I'm taking over his shift. Mm-hmm. So second place now officially became me being the winner. Right. So I'm taking over. Then next thing you know, Bill leave. And I'm like, what the heck what is this, like the luck of the Irish over here?
Yeah,
All of a sudden, I'm getting all of Bill's shifts and this one.
Yeah.
And then eventually I became like one of the go-to guys.
Yeah.
You know?
But
and
then Jen worked there too.
Jen had like monthly spots.
Okay.
You know, like she came in when she could, and then eventually she moved out of the city and she had another job,
I see.
which was understandable, and Vanessa understood. But then I ended up being there, and then before you know it, other MCs started leaving, you know, like whatever their reasons were. And I ended up training Lisa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. She did do MC.
Yeah, MC Lee, as we called her.
So you're there now.
Yep.
What, pretty much Monday to...
I'm there Monday to Thursday on a normal weekday.
Yeah.
And I'm also there Sundays.
Okay.
But sometimes I do fill in on Saturdays. It's up in the air depending on the host.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's able to come in, then he goes in, does his thing.
Right.
I don't think nothing of it. But if he's not able to, he messages me. I go
You
in,
jump in.
and I do what I do best.
Yeah.
You know, not sounding egotistical on that one, but
No,
I
no,
just tell it like it is. I do what I do best.
Yeah, well, we always watch your lives whenever you go on.
Oh, yeah.
You post a bunch of
Yeah,
videos.
you know, whether it's doing Forgot About Dre, whether it's
Yeah.
doing, you know, Stand Up and Shout by Steel Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that one's taking a toll on my throat though, so I'm taking a break from that song. I mean, high notes, come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't Michael Jackson anymore. I'm not 25, I
Yeah.
can't hit him.
Awesome. Okay, well, Brad, thanks for coming by.
Anytime, man.
Enjoy tomorrow's gig.
Yep,
so
will
like
do.
I said, it's
Yep,
there from
like
4
I
to
said, I
7,
will
right?
let you know like what I thought of the American talent.
Yeah.
And believe me, they're bringing a lot of them in.
So if anybody's looking for something to do Monday to Friday, or hey, you're down there anyway sometimes. Right?
Yeah,
On the weekend,
I'm there
hour,
on the
or
weekends if
the
I have a
back
little
street?
fundage.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I'm there, and yeah, come on out, check us out. We got daily specials. Since tonight is Friday, we got $15 fish and chips going on there tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're
They
actually.
never had fish and chips.
No, they didn't have
before.
fish and chips back in the day. We've actually been expanding the menu somewhat.
Yeah, because it was just like fries, wings.
Yeah, fries, wings, masa sticks. We still got all those.
Yeah. Fish
We
and
also
chips.
got hamburgers, and we got that going on there now too. So
Nice.
yeah. So again, you guys aren't doing nothing tonight. Come on down.
What kind of specials they have like when you're working?
Well, yeah. When I work on Monday, we got dollar beers. You get 9-ounce glasses of beer for $1.50.
What?
Yeah.
9
We're basically doing what
Who's this 9
Doug Ford failed to do. We're bringing in dollar beers.
Yeah.
Just letting y'all know that. You know, that's no disrespect for our
9 ounce.
government,
How
but
much-
Ford, you
how
should have
much-
said it.
How much is a can?
Well, if you're going, well, we don't sell the small cans.
No. But what's 9 ounce?
9 ounce is maybe like
Oh,
that
really?
big, but $1.50 though.
50.
Yeah,
And well, it's just on tap, right? You just,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's either Cool or Spearhead beer that we're doing that for.
Spearhead, eh?
Yeah, it's one of our newer brands we brought in. And Tuesday we got Tequila Tuesday, so we lower the price on tequila.
Yeah.
Wednesday is Ladies Night,
Mm-hmm.
so we got $5.75 Bar Rail mixed drinks.
Oh, right.
Right, so the ladies love their mixes,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I'm mostly
And
DJing
that's
that
just
night.
like so bar rail. That's like even if you have
Yeah,
tequila,
rum, vodka,
yeah,
whiskey,
yeah.
whatever.
Right.
And I mostly DJ that night. Like, if people do want to sing, I'll throw them up for a song or two. But
Oh,
mostly I'm
okay.
just playing
Just playing
music
some
most
music?
of that night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, you know, women want to get out there and drink and dance.
Yeah,
It's not always
not
about
always
karaoke.
singers. Okay.
Then on Thursday, which was last night when I was hosting, we have International Tall Boys.
Okay.
So we have like
Heineken's.
Dab
Okay.
and beers like that for $5.75.
Nice.
And
All
we also
boys?
have $3 Jaeger bombs and vodka bombs.
Oh Jesus.
So we're bringing that in.
It's a vodka bomb.
Vodka bomb is very similar to Jaeger bombs,
Uh-huh.
except instead of using Jaeger in the middle, we're using vodka, and we still use energy drinks on the outside. So
That's
we have a
cool.
mix.
Okay,
we have
so
two
yeah,
different types
so-
of energy
so-
drinks
so-
that we use.
so
We use
Jaeger
either
bomb
Red
is-
Bull or Monster.
Okay.
But for vodka, we try to use the orange monsters because, you know, vodka and orange, it kind of
Okay,
goes
yeah,
together.
yeah.
But with
Not the
you know,
green,
but with
yeah.
Jaeger, we always tend to use Red Bull because that's
Okay.
what it's always been
Yeah,
the
yeah,
go-to.
yeah, it's
So if you're going to be doing that, I recommend that y'all be careful if you're not used to Red Bull.
Yeah.
Letting y'all know that now. And then Saturday, we don't really have a special. And then Sundays, we have free pool with purchase.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah, okay.
and we also have $6.75 Caesars.
Oh really? And that's on
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
guys,
those
there-
are the specials.
There you go. You guys heard from Bradley. Go check him out at the Backstreet. Look it up on Google. Actually, what? Let's.
I don't know if we have a Facebook deal on that. I put up a page some time ago, but I don't know if it's still active or not.
Backstreet Bar. Backstreet Boys. 94 MacNab Street
Yep.
North. Get down there. Oh Jesus, is that what it looks like now? No.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
Yep.
that's that. Wait, what?
Yeah. We did a bit of work in there. Yeah.
Holy. So what'd you guys do? Bust down the wall?
Oh no, there was never a wall there. We just had beforehand. It used to be like a storage area, like
Yeah, that
back in the
side
day. But
entrance,
now
right?
it's not so much anymore.
That's the side entrance on this side.
Yep.
Oh,
And then we got some good
Jesus.
photos being posted from people who are there. Those are some of the older photos from like 11 months ago. But we ended up upgrading the TVs. We ended
Yeah,
up,
look at that.
yeah,
The fondest memories, man. That's real cool.
yep.
I'll have to go check it out again.
Yeah.
Danielle's been down there because her friend works at the bar. But Courtney.
Yeah,
works at the
Courtney,
bar,
yeah.
yeah.
She's still there, and
Yeah,
her mom Denise is there as
yeah.
well.
So so I I'll stay here with the kids, but I'll have to sneak out and maybe I'll go check it out one of these days.
We're also trying. I'm trying to convince our owner, maybe like on a Sunday or on a weekend per
Yeah.
se, to try to get kids karaoke going on. So you can bring your kids out and have a good time.
Well, I know, because I know other bars do that. I mean, the place that I go to, that I go to, whenever I'm in Niagara Falls, I go hang out with my buddy Jeff there at the beer garden.
Oh yeah, the beer garden.
Yeah.
I know him quite well actually.
Yeah, well,
Really good guy. I like
so
the way
they have karaoke from 2 to 2.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, in the
mostly
summertime,
kids,
yeah.
So kids
But-
will come out and sing.
Yeah, and we're trying to make them feel more welcome in the
Yeah,
environment,
yeah.
and I'm trying to see if we can pull that off.
Yeah.
And if we do, then I can start giving the details on that as time goes.
You'll definitely have to open up the kitchen more, right?
Well,
So
yeah,
I
well
think
that was also
once
an
you
idea too,
menu-
because then they can have like a nice lunch or something with the family,
exactly.
and they can have like chicken strips or poutine or whatever it is that you feel like having.
Yeah.
You know?
That'd be a cool idea.
But yeah,
All right. Well, thanks for coming, Brad.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Like I said, enjoy that match. And,
Absolutely.
We'll talk to you soon.
sure.
Awesome, man.